one of the most interesting part of my job as a conductor, French conductor, is to conduct this French repertoire outside of France to try to bring the French repertoire style. Of course, I'm born in Paris, I studied in Paris, now I'm teacher in Paris Conservatoire, but the teacher of my teacher was Massenet. So I have a kind of special link to these composers, not only Massenet, but also Berlioz, Gounod. And of course, what is the French style? So the first thing, very important, and it's the same, I would say, for Wagner in Germany or Verdi here, it's that the music is linked very strongly to the language that we speak. I'm not talking only about the diction, but what the language in the mind makes you feel the world differently, to see things differently, and then you play differently. So of course, when I start to work here with La Scala, which is a fantastic orchestra, it was so interesting to me to see that some reeds, for example, were played with so much enthusiasm and so much energy that for me it was on the edge to be too Italian, like Puccini or this kind of rapporto. So my job then is to say, no, this is French like that, and it's also a question of balance in between the orchestra. So the French diction is something very, very important for Massenet. And you know, he had a very famous student, Reynaldo Hahn, who was born in Venezuela but French, and wrote something, 30 pages about how French should be sung in a well-sung. And this, of course, changed a bit with the time, but something you can hear when you listen to very old recordings in French singers of the beginning of the 20th century. Something particular, for example, is the R. We should do air gracié, which we'll call gracié, it's R. Raton or raton. And it's very interesting that the true French old singers, they mix the both of them. So when I work with the singers, I try to say, okay, in this world, you have to roll the R or to flip just one, or this you can just R. For example, one example very funny and very famous in Romeo et Juliette by Gounod, the aria of the tenor begins by l'amour, amore. But if you say l'amour, without the R, it means to make a face. So this R is very important. And in French diction, there are a lot of these little details that are very important for the comprehension of the text.